Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to tell you about some of the top things that I think every Cricut crafter should have at least the beginning of their collection or start of their craft. So stay tuned to see what those are. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel down below. Hit the notification bell right next to the subscribe button so you don't miss any of my future content, and hit the like button for this video if you want to see more content like it. Okay, you guys, I have a list of the things that I think every starting crafter should have. I had a hard time figuring out how to break this list down just because there's so many different facets of this hobby. So there's heat transfer vinyl, there's just regular vinyl. I want to show you the best ones that I have found that I think are going to make a huge difference and make your crafting a whole lot easier. So let's get started. First things first, obviously you need a Cricut machine. I have had the Cricut Explorer Air 2, fabulous machine. I just recently upgraded my machine to the Cricut Maker. In fact, that's what you're sitting on top of, but I did take a little video of it so that you could see what modification I made to it, which is I added some wheels. Hear me out. Cricut, you have to feed the mat through, and so the mat has to like move in and out, which means it has to be sitting away from a wall. But to set it in the middle of your desk is such a hindrance when you're trying to do anything else at your workspace. So by putting the wheels on it, it just made it easy to slide in and out, and then that way I'm able to make it look pretty and utilize it when I need it, but not have it be in my way when I'm trying to do any other work. Thank you to TikTok for that quick tip that I got that has been life-changing, and now I don't have to pick up my entire machine and move it. Rather, I can just roll it back and forth. Made it a whole lot easier. The Cricut Explorer Air 2, like I said, is a fabulous machine. The Cricut Maker just cuts way more material. The next thing is a carrier for your Cricut. I purchased this carrier on Amazon, and it not only holds the Cricut machine with the wheels on it, but it actually has a ton of space to hold things like tools and accessories. And so if the case ever came that I needed to travel, I could actually just load everything up that I would need, all the basics, and have it with me on the go. Huge game changer in the world of cricketing. The next thing would be quality vinyl. So in heat transfer vinyl world, Caesar is the brand that I go for every time, hands down. And this is just the Caesar, however you want to say it, Easy Weed. This is actually a foil vinyl HTV, but it comes in all colors and all reflectiveness and all that. But Caesar, whatever you want to call it, it's definitely hands down the absolute best heat transfer vinyl you can get on the market. For this next one, it's kind of interesting because I don't actually have any on hand with me right now that I can find, but this has been a really great vinyl. It comes in this pack. I've gotten it in a pack of 50 of black and a pack of 50 of white, and this is just your like permanent vinyl that you can get, and it comes like this in just a 12 by 12 sheet. Now, if you need 12 by 24, that's a whole nother thing. But one of the best brands I have found is Oracle 631, Oracle 651. They even have a marine grade that you can put on. I've cut out letters for my husband's boat for his tag number and all of that. But this is also a great brand. I will link everything that I'm talking about down below as best I can, but this is a great brand. I'll also find some Oracle vinyl to link down below for you. So the next thing, if you're talking HTV, I would say that something that is imperative to have is a good heat press. This is my newest heat press. I've had two others in the past. I can link both of them down below. One of them I absolutely loved and I gifted to a fellow crafter, and one of them I didn't like. It was one of those 11-in-1 combos, so you could do a hat press, you could do pen press, you could do all the things with it. I didn't like it. It was too finicky. It was a swing of my arm. That was cool, but I didn't love that. This one actually, the bottom plat pulls out, so I'm not worried about burning my hands on that top hot plate. Still in the heat press world, a good heat resistant transfer tape. So this is transfer or like heat tape that you can put on your designs when you put it on the shirt. So if you're doing, let's say 5 or 10 shirts in a row, but you just want to get them set up and ready to go into the heat press, you can lay it down, put your design on top of it, your vinyl, whatever, and then tape it down to the edges, and this does not stick. This will not stick to the shirt. It will not melt. It's a wonderful invention for crafters everywhere. If you find yourself in a place where you can't quite afford a full heat press yet, but you do want something more than a hand iron, which I do suggest, something like the CRICUT Easy Presses. This is just their like teeny tiny mini one. So you would actually want to get their big ones that they have, because those will also get a good even press, and it gives you a harder press than like just a hand iron, and you do need that for heat transfer vinyl. The other thing I would tell you to get is one of these CRICUT pads. What do they call them? Like a heat pad, I guess. But you put this down, and then you can put your design, your t-shirt on top of it, your design on top of that, or whatever you're heat pressing, and it can all sit on top of it, and you don't have to worry about like heating up your desk. So I have this one just for smaller projects that I don't want to heat up my entire heat press for. And I think this is kind of the last thing in the heat transfer vinyl world, but having these dividers, I don't know if you can see that, I'll try and take a better picture of it, but having these, they're not even dividers, they are aligners, we'll call them. I got a pack on Amazon that is for adults, youth, children, I think plus size, whatever. You can actually set this here on the collar of your shirt and find the center of your shirt and the design and line it up perfectly before you heat press it. And I think that these have been a game changer in my heat pressing world. So there's just a few little things left that have been game changers in the crafting world for me. One is getting a really good weeding tool. This is called a pin pen. I have not been able to find it on Amazon again, but it is by this brand. It's Ionic Studios. If I can find it, I will absolutely link it down below, because it's awesome, because you can push it down as far out as you need, but it also goes back up, and so there's almost like a safety mechanism to it that you can't hurt yourself with it when it is put away. The next thing is a like weeding tool, like collector. So this one is one that's actually like a nail polish holder. This is awesome because when you weed something out using your pin pen, you got those little tiny pieces. You can take it and just pull it off there, and it goes inside of it, and it collects all those little tiny pieces. Awesome. There are also ones that stick to the desk that I've seen people say that if you just put a little Vaseline on the bottom and stick it to your desk, it will not come off and you'll have no problem with it. They're also a little bit bigger. So if you do a lot of weeding of vinyl material, you'll definitely want to get one of these. If you do painting, so if you do stencil vinyl and you like to do painting, having one of these, this is actually called the Paint Puck. I got mine in purple. I'll have it linked down below for you, but this has been awesome because I can just put fresh water in it, and as I'm painting, I can use it. Then I can just clean off my paintbrush as I go. It has little like fingers down at the bottom so that it cleans it out really well, and you can really get that off of it. And then also has these spots here that you can hang them from, and if they drip into this little lip. It's no muss, no fuss. It's super easy, and it has been game changer for me. Remember that self-healing mat I was talking about? Well, I actually have two. I have this one that's a little bit smaller, and the larger one is the one that I accidentally heat pressed and caused bubbling in. But these are awesome because you can actually just cut on top of them and not worry about like if you are harming your desk. Or my desk is pretty old and has some cut marks in it from previous stuff, some gouges in it from moving stuff off and on it. I think it just gives it character. However, this keeps your desk from gaining character. So if you don't want your desk to have character, get one. If you do want your desk to have character, don't get one. So just a kind of a blanket statement, having a good pair of like crafting shears is going to be life-changing for your crafting experience. These are awesome. I have another set of 3 or 4 over there. They're also ergonomic because they have that bend to them. So you don't have to bend your wrist to get that good straight cut. These are awesome. Also, in the cutting world, I never thought that I would say CRICUT materials are the best or anything like that, but this CRICUT knife blade has been actually a night and day difference from the knife blade I had prior. Plus, it's so cool because it actually locks here. It shows a little lock sign, and then when you turn it, it unlocks, and that's when you can take the blade out. It's just super awesome, and it cuts really well, and I have replacement blades for it, and it's purple, so how can you not love it? And the last 2 things I have that I think are definitely a must in your cricketing, especially in your beginning, so it makes it even less frustrating, is this transfer tape. It's by Expressions Vinyl. I will link it down below. I will get nothing else but Expressions vinyl transfer tape because it has the right amount of stick to pull your vinyl up and the less amount of stick to leave your vinyl where you're trying to leave it. So some transfer tapes can be so frustrating. This one has been the least frustrating I have found. I absolutely love it. And last but not least is going to be a good brandishing tool. The reason I like this one is because of this felt side. Sometimes when you're rubbing this like harder side against maybe like letters that you're putting on a wooden side, it can catch them and bend the letters underneath the transfer tape. Whereas this is just moves so smoothly and gets really good pressure along the letters as you need them. So a really good brandishing tool. I think I got this one for like $1 at a craft store somewhere down in Dallas. So find you one of these. They are life-changing. So that's it. Those are the top things that I would say have been like game changer to my Cricut crafting world. I went through a lot of different products to get these products figured out which ones are the best. It's not the same for everybody. I know some people who prefer to use just like masking tape to transfer stuff. I've not had good luck with using masking tape. So they've got, maybe it's the climate they're in, maybe it's the pressure they're using, but it didn't work for me. It does for them. Not everything is going to be the same for everybody. So if you get discouraged trying to do something in your crafting world, go find a video about somebody that's doing it a different way and see if that way works for you. Don't just give up. I know a lot of people get really nervous to get their Cricut out of the box, and once you do though and you figure it out, it is a life-changing experience. So go find yourself some of these. I'll put the links down below so that I can make it as easy on you as possible, and have a fantastic crafting day. Bye. I have my Cricut, a nice straight cut to have character, which you could use on like boards, and so you don't have to bend your elbow to get that. Having one of the